What? But this is impossible. Oh, by the voices of the new age, this is terrible. Truly terrible. Then it seems I have no other choice but to find a new source of water, haven't I? Oh my. You will be disappointed, but I cannot give you the Master Skull under these circumstances. The ingredients for the new potion will be costly. However, you did try, and I appreciate that. Here, take this. May it be of use on your travels. Now, is there anything else you need? How about an herb to get rid of those dark circles under your eyes? Walk blessed. Walk blessed.
Please, sit down.
He waits for us, the black garden.
Evening.
We just got a new delivery of ale. Anyone?
Malphas's blessings.
Hello.
Can I help you?
Huh? Can I help you? Blazes, why do travelers always think I'm here to answer the questions? But, well, let me think. The tides wash all kinds of plunder ashore. You should go armed, though. There's a lot of king's crabs around. Well, there's always news. Word has it, the Grandmaster most recently consecrated an outlander and some pathless girl into their first sigil. He doesn't seem to be one for traditions, that's for sure.
If you search in
A foreigner, huh? What a surprise.
for pathless writings and
Walk
treasures,
blessed.
the earth opens up.
There
and
is.
you'll find no book
Wonderful.
but turn
I'll open up the room for you. Sleep soundly.
down.
Safe travels.
He waits for us, the black guardian.
They just
If
sit
we
on their
stray
asses.
from our
Teodor Orenthial has returned after all these years.
he drags
Malphas
us
truly
down
smiles
to the
upon
endless void below. If you are 3 sheets to the wind, and you stagger through the alleys of art, a manhole cover will one more step. And your life will be on down in the deep, down in the dark. He waits for us, the
They
black
just sit on their asses
guardian.
and hope things set
If
up.
we stray from our path, if we lose our way, he drags us down to the endless void below.
We just got a new delivery of ale. Anyone?
Late in the night when
Another exhausted soul. Oh, a bit of this and that. The roast rabbit is really good. Take a look for yourself.
screaming from deep below, a terrible spine-chilling cry. Down in the
Safe travels.
down in the dark, he waits
Huh? What do you want?
if we stray.
Malphas's blessings. Teodor Orenthial has returned after all these years. Malphas truly smiles.
You are just of The streets aren't safe this time of day.
Walk west.
Ihr habt kein Recht, hier zu sein. Geht, bitte.
Malphas's blessings.
Now look at that. You are the prophetess, aren't you? The prodigy. Delighted to make your acquaintance. Finn and Carbos, of course. Who doesn't know them? An odd duo and completely inseparable. Why do you ask? What? How? How do you know that? I'm Malphas, that's... One tragic event after another. Now listen. This question might seem peculiar, but is there any chance you found amulets on them? The emblems of the apothecary. It's a ritual. Whenever one of our members passes away, their amulet will be put in Soldran's halls, as a remembrance, so to speak. They are silver with a violet jewel. Have you found them? Damn it. We can't even pay them their last respects. Well, thank you for the message anyway, even if it's a grim one. I'll send a pigeon with the news to the League as soon as possible. Yes? What would that be? This is strong stuff. It was wise of you to give those samples to us. No matter how noble his intentions, who knows what this old man would have done with them? A mushroom plague in Ark? That would... Well, I don't need to name it. Here, take this as a token of our appreciation. It's the least I can do for you. Might. But as I said, they might also be the key to another plague. I guess the first thing we'll do is find a safe place for it, a container. Then we'll see, but I suppose it would be safest to simply burn it. No, thank you. Walk blessed, and may your path always be even. Aside from the obvious, not much, unfortunately. The most important thing to know is that it's extremely hard to determine if someone is infected with it. Afflicted people show their open madness quite late, and at that point, it's usually too late already. Walk blessed. With all due respect to your thirst for knowledge, I am not a magister, and I've got my hands full. In a nutshell, we are healers, and our path is to cure ailments with magic and alchemy. Our monastery is far to the north, in the Frostcliff Mountains. However, you won't be able to reach it at the moment due to the heavy snowfall. And in case that doesn't sate your appetite, there are a couple of books about us in the library, or maybe even the Chronicum. Well, then you've come to the right place. blessed.
Sure. You'll have to pay normally, though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. Walk blessed. Sure. You'll have to pay normally, though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. You'll have to pay normally, though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. Walk blessed. Walk blessed. have to pay normally, though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. Walk blessed.
keep walking.
What?
Yes?
I'm swords in a single day. Who they think I am? The god of the forge?
What? Who are you? You shouldn't be here. This is my property. Oh, by the righteous path. Please, you have to believe me. I will fix this, and then I will sell for half the price. But please, my dame, I beg you, don't tell him the truth. No, that is, yes, in a way I do. This cave here, these pathless spores, it's their fault, but I just don't understand why. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't really know where to start. This drought, or whatever it is, I know what's causing it. Mushroom spores. They come up from somewhere deep down in this cave here, and they draw life from the soil the way a vatia sucks blood from a rabbit. But I can't get down there and destroy the mushrooms because this place is swarming with lost ones. So I can do nothing but stand here and see my entire life go to waste. It's like a curse, you know. A divine curse sent by Malthus to punish me for my sins. Book 11, verse 89. And he sees our sins, the grand and the minor, and retribution shall come, as sure as the next dawn. I even travelled into the city myself to get counsel from an alchemist, and now I know for sure, these spores, they're the same as the ones that have blighted the Whisperwood. If you tear out one mushroom, there'll be another one within an hour. I've heard that clusters can be exterminated by destroying their mother shroom. But as I said, I can't go down there. Not with the lost ones inside. No pennies. No hope. Oh, bar Malthus. I just don't know what to do anymore. What? But why would you do that? I see. But be careful. And thanks.
mother shroom, the spores will stay in Hafner's soil. For the next 10 years, at least. Hopefully longer. Menir Harius. But that doesn't matter anymore. No one will remember me a few moons from now. Aye, well spotted. So, go ahead. Take me in, beat me up, whatever. Hope you feel good about it. Why would I? Let this fucking son of a Vatir starve to death. And his children, too. That's the good thing about the Golden Sickle, you know. As path-abiding and pious as they pretend to be, in the end they only care about the coin. To what end? I bet you've got it all figured out by now, haven't you? The evil Eterna ruins the pious farmer. What did he tell you, huh? Malphas punishes me for me sins? That stunt has always worked well for him, even back then. Hafner, he pretends to be a stupid farmer, but he isn't. Not at all. Yes, I know him. We both grew up at the farmer's coast, and it's where we'll die. A little earlier than I thought, but still. That's a nice word for it. I take it you know everything has gone to shit around here over the past 2 years, with all these brigands, the animals, and the living dead. Well, guess what? It's us farmers who feel it the most. And even worse, with every caravan that gets robbed, the craftsmen inside the city put less trust in us small men and prefer to buy from Borek with his well-armed, escorted caravans instead. I'm getting there. You see, Borek undoubtedly saw the situation we were in and in its infinite benevolence offered us a deal. The 2 most productive farmers can transport their goods through his caravan for a small fee. Elegonus Brewstrong was one of them, and the other one was, or should have been, me. Aye, he did. And I would have never let him down, for fuck's sakes. I would have shared me place in the caravan with him like friends do. Aye, we would have made no fortune that way, but still. It would have been enough for us and our families to survive on. But no, 50-50 wasn't enough for that scum. So what does that son of a Vatir do? Poisons me cattle. That fucking bastard poisons me cattle. That miserable pissbag didn't even bother to deny it. Sorry, Menhir, that's just how the world works. But of course, that's only what he said to me. To everyone else, he was so sorry for what had happened to me. Drastic. Aye, that's one way to put it. For 6 months now, we haven't sold anything. But, you know, that isn't even the worst part. The worst part is to go begging with me children and me woman knowing it, while Hafner lives on like just before. The god responsible for the farmer's coast is made up of a half a dozen simpletons, all of whom Hafner knows far too well for them to believe me. It would have been pointless. Aye, it took me a long time to do this, and it has cost me. But still, it was worth it. Just to see that fucking smile wiped off his face. The spores. I'm no arcanist, but they've taken their toll on me too. My sight has gotten worse, and I've had these headaches for weeks now. But still, that's a small price to pay for justice. There's only one way to end this. You're full of surprises, I'll give you that. But just how are you planning on doing that? Hafner is so good at lying he could put a Chilean to shame. And I have no proof for what he's done to me cows. He, on the other hand... Good luck with that. But, all right, I'll come with you. If not for you, then for me children. Back there, there's a trap door. It will lead us outside. Go if you're ready. I'll follow.
That's a lie! Mynheer, what's gotten into you? I thought we were friends.
Lie or not, I don't see what that changes about the situation you're in. Hafner, you won't be able to deliver anytime soon. Our cooperation is over.
But... no, this is not fair. How can you say the sickle respects the righteous path and at the same time let me fall victim to this intrigue? What about me kids? Me wife? What am I supposed to tell them?
You fucking liar!
Put that away, now!
A disgrace.
What in Malthus's name has gotten into you, Mynheer? I just don't understand.
These farmers are your employees, Contour Master. What do you want me to do? Decide or I'll take in both of them.
What? But...
shut up!
As I said, you won't be able to deliver anytime soon, Hafner. We'll have to look for another supplier. Here he is. You said your cows are all dead? The sickle will provide you with a loan. 500 pennies. Go see Landlord Boren with the money. He will sell you new cattle.
What?
We will expect your first delivery 2 moons from now. You will sell it to us at half price for the next 3 years. After that, we will see. My dame, take Hafner into custody and see what there is to Hurius' story. The sickle will cover your expenses for this.
Understood. And Terius, if he really did poison Hafner's field, he should face the tribunal for that.
Well, that's for you to decide. But we don't yet know what drove Hurius to do it. But everybody knows what the spores can do to your sanity. Plus, if Hafner really did poison his cows, the tribunal might consider a mild sentence. For now, just take Hafner.
All right. Hurius, you will hear from us. Hafner, come with me.
But you can't do this. I have a family.
Do I have to force you?
It won't end like this, Mynheer. I swear it.
Actually, it will.
Why have you done this?
Don't ask. And don't think this is over. You will face consequences for what you've done. But still, if your story turns out to be true, I'm sure the sentence will be mild. Now go back to your farm. You will hear from us about the loan.
Aye. Thank you, Madame. I will not forget what you've done.
One word. Why? I applaud your heroism. But you were paid to find the cause of the barrenness and report back to me, not to play Lorem Waterblade. If you really plan on advancing in the sickle, you should leave your ideals elsewhere. This is business, nothing more. You'll get half your normal pay. Well, you may think that, yes. But until the deal with Hurius bears fruit, it will cost us dearly. Plus, until he's able to deliver, we will have to buy from landlord Boric again, and he charges twice as much as the small farmers do. We lost, full scale. My benevolence? You know what? You might be right about that. All right, you will get paid in full this time. But try to leave your goodwill elsewhere next time. There's no place for it in our trade, unfortunately. Well, let's talk back at the trading post.
Inal... Ed, sorry. Inal bed, sorry.
Hello. Walk blessed.
There you are. Here, I got us a map from the Archmagister. Do you see that? We're here, and back there is the ruin where we'll meet Pegast. So, I'd say, let's go. You lead the way, I'll cover your back. Yes? travelers, hunters, and traveling merchants. It's strange to see it like there. That was all of them. That was all of them. Look, over there. That must be the ruin. Yes? That was all of them. Prepare yourself.
many. We did our best, madame, and...
You did jack shit. That's what you did. 3 of our people are dead, and now the goddamn entrance is blocked up. This is fucking unbelievable. Get out of here, now! I need to think. That doesn't sound good. Yes? You? Out of all the goddamn people in this goddamn land, you are the last person I expected to see here. Well, congratulations. Though I don't have the slightest idea what good getting wasted on weird droge can possibly do. Nightshade elixir isn't just some weird droga. It's a centuries-old recipe that was already being used by the first vassals. Maybe you should have known that before judging our traditions. Well, now I do. And just who exactly are you? Kalia Sakaresh, keeper of the first sigil. I was exalted together with the one you call the prophetess. Sakaresh? You're the girl from the village. Maybe. Have you heard of me? Well, there are some interesting rumors revolving around you. Let's put it that way. But who am I to complain? 2 keepers are certainly better than those idiots from the guard. Actually, you've come at just the right time. You'll be surprised, but I've found myself in almost exactly the same trouble as in Alt-Rashengrad. Seems I have a knack for that kind of shit. Almost. This time it was bandits. They ran in here about 2 hours ago and charged through us like we were bloody beginners. Well, that's the problem. Do you see that hallway over there? It leads down into the ruin. And now, guess what those fuckers did? They dashed right into it, and somehow succeeded in accidentally activating some kind of mechanism that locks down the whole passage. Now, anyone who gets too close to it gets roasted like a chicken. So now we can't go down, and they can't come up. No, they didn't wear the robes that the ones in Alt-Rashengrad did. And they also seemed kind of unorganized to me. And scared, as if they were running from something. My guess is that they were trying to hide from something and thought the ruin was deserted. We believe so, yes. That is what makes the whole thing so annoying. Somehow, yes, but would you place the button to deactivate the trap right next to the door it's supposed to protect? We need to find another way down. But at least we've got a clue. Some kind of hidden entrance. We're still stuck getting it open, though. Come, I'll show you. Who knows? Maybe you'll see something in the past that might help us.
Don't bother me. Not now.
Yes? Huh? Here we go. And before you ask, our dead buddy on the platform was already there when we got here. No idea what's keeping his body from decaying. It looks like some kind of magic to me. So I'd say just take a look around. I'm sure the bells have something to do with the riddle. Are you alright? You look pale. You did? Then this mage woman was right. What did you... How was I right? How was I right? Seriously? By the prophet's ass, that's, convenient. But who am I to complain? So, what's the deal with those bells? Be my guest. Just make sure that you don't accidentally collapse this place, okay? That sounds wrong. Try again. 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 That sounded right. Yes, that must be it. Yes, that's it. Now I'll be... Oh, blazes.
she did to Reiko? He just dissolved. How is that even possible?
How the fuck would I know? Carrick will find us a way back up again, trust me. And once he has, we can deal with the steel crabs. I'll bet my balls that they have enough money with them to make all this shit worthwhile.
Keep your balls. I just want to get out of here.
standing.
I told her not to fall for it.
There we go. That trick has yet to disappoint me. So what do you say now, you piece of shit? I'll make you pay for what you... Well, that's just great. Another weapon-wielding bitch.
Put down your weapon. I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, is that so?
All of your men are dead. And even if you manage to get past us, there are dozens of guards further up. So put down your weapon, or you will regret it.
Such determination. All right, then. Die!
As you wish. Are you all right? It's nothing. Did he hurt you? Can you walk? What is this, an interrogation? As I see it, I just saved your damn life. So why don't you do me a favor and keep the questions to yourself? I'm sorry, it's too much right now. We'll talk about it once we get back to the temple. Now, come on, we should push forward. I fell, thank Malphus, into a thicket farther down the ruin. It was some kind of machine room, at least that's what it looked like to me. And luckily enough, that's also how the traps in the entrance are being controlled. I tried to deactivate them. We'll see if it worked. Anyway, do you see the camp down there? We should take a look at it. And I doubt it's the fruit of honest labor. So that's what this was all about? They fled here to protect their loot? We should bring this to the Order. Maybe we can find out who they stole it from.
No! You can't do that, please.
Stay right there. Who are you?
I'm not one of them. Please don't hurt me. Oh, by the righteous path. What did I get myself into? Alice Summerstone. I'm just a simple man, a farmer by me path. I have 2 daughters, me woman and a little farm girl just a few miles from Ark. Maybe you know one of me girls. She sells her bread at the market, Mondas de Freiras. Yes, exactly. That's her. My little Serta. Aye, of course. Do you know who Landlord Borek is?
He's one of the most influential landlords of the Farmer's Coast. Both the Guard and the Order get their food from his lands. What does he have to do with this?
Everything. He's a pathless bastard. And all of this is his fault. I swear it by me name.
Why?
Because he's a criminal, that's why. Believe me, I know how that sounds. But it's the truth. You have to believe me. The tolls he collects from his tenants are so high that we hardly have anything left to eat. And those who don't pay get beaten up by his lackeys. But that's not all of it. He also knows the Relata. Aye, who else? They believe themselves above Malphas, above the Holy Path. And they are powerful. Which is also why no one does anything about them. No, this money isn't his. I had debts. It all started 3 years ago, when we had a very bad harvest and I couldn't pay me toll for the first time. Borek gave me a loan, but he said that I'd have to pay interest next time. Well, I think you can figure out the rest. Aye. I knew from a friend that there was this man in the Undercity, this Carrick. And he said that he and his men might be willing to help me, if they would get money from it. Apparently they even had a sense of honor and path-abidingness, if you can call it that. They're from a traveling merchant. We ambushed him, and you know what we did. But I swear by me name we didn't hurt him. When we had the money, all Sunfire started breaking loose. Some kind of woman appeared, all veiled and dressed in black. And in the wink of an eye, she killed 2 of Carrick's men. We tried to fight her at first, but then we ran for it. Well, and ended up in this ruin. What? No, you're wrong. I'm not... All right. It's true. The money is from the food bank. Yes. But I didn't have a choice. It was either that or lose me farm. I know. I was there. Carrick was so mad about all that happened with his witch woman, you know? I think he just wanted to get his men to safety. But still, you're right. I was a fool to trust him, and I regret what I did. She didn't speak much, but yes, she had dark robes, and she was different, unholy. Sorry, I don't know how to describe her any better. Me farm and me family, aye. Please, it's the right thing to do. If I don't have the money by the next turn of the moon, Borek and his lackeys will change their tune. And I know what that means.
It's a tough call. I can understand his motivation, but that doesn't change the consequence of his actions. If we let him run, we legitimize his crime, so to speak. You should justify your crime before the tribunal. Explain to them what Boric did, and they might judge you lightly.
Judge lightly? You don't really believe that, do you? They don't care about the why, and even if they do, it doesn't change a damn thing about the fact that my family is lost without this money.
Maybe, but it doesn't change that you're at least partially responsible for what happened here. But it's your call.
No, but... Oh, damn. What did I get myself into?
By the prophet's ass, you really got them all. You don't stop surprising me, that's for sure. And neither do you, Keeper Sakaresh. Thanks for deactivating the traps up there. Who's our shackled friend here? He doesn't look like one of the bandits.
No, but he's guilty nonetheless. Can you escort him to Ark?
To Ark? Sure. Jakil, Jorel, you take care of that. Alright then. I'd say if this machine is somewhere in this ruin, it's here. I suggest you two take a look around. We'll cover your back in the meantime. Huh? Huh?
you see the passage over there? We should take a look at it. Do you see the passage over there? We should take a look at it. Do you see the passage over there? We should take a look at it. suppose we found our machine. At least, what's left of it. Do you feel anything, Saira? With your gift, I mean. Agreed. Maybe we can even take some small parts of it with us right now. The Order will transport the rest to Ark by Myran. What strange metal. It didn't rust at all despite all the time it's been here. Yes? Found something? Oh, I did? I'm sorry. Sairo is Kyranian and can mean a lot of things, but the closest translation in our case would be sister-in-arms. My foster father called me that, so I suppose it's just an old habit. I like the way it sounds, though. If you don't mind, I'll call you that from now on. Yes? Found something?
It works in a way we have not even come close to comprehending, like a cosmic force.
Yes? Found something? They look useful. Let's take them to the Chronicum.
All this energy, it's useless without the Numinos. Nothing else possesses that much raw, magical power.
Yes? Found something? Yes? Yes, you're right. How is it possible that it moves all by itself? Let's take it with us. Let me see. Yes, it does indeed. Seems to be some kind of energy storage, but it's empty. Yes, I think you're right. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. Let's go talk to Pegast. Yes?
Now that was quick. So, what did you find? Well, that's not much of a surprise considering how long it was down here. And as long as we can reconstruct it, that's alright. I sent some of my men back to Ark. We'll request a caravan to get all the parts back to the temple and see what we can do from there. Let's just hope it really will help us against this cleansing, whatever it is. As much as I admire Pyrean technology, I don't like the idea of putting our lives in the hands of it. Let me see. Interesting. Truly interesting.
What?
seems that this machine was only some kind of prototype. The real one the Pyreans were working on must be somewhere else. Plus, there's also a name for it. The Pyreans called it the Beacon.
That's poetic.
Indeed. Well then, it seems like you and your visions have once again saved the day, prophetess. There's a lot for us to do now. If you've taken care of your business here, I suggest you head back to Ark and report to old Oranthiel.
What do you think, Sagira? Do you want to leave now, or stay a little longer? Good. There you are. Pegast's mages have already told the Grandmaster about our find, and they're waiting for us in the Emporium. Let's go.
Huh? What do you want?
All that I am saying is that there are more efficient ways to battle this red madness. And heathen machines atop the Sun Temple are the last thing that will calm the townsfolk.
Maybe. But if this heathen machine is what the Pyreans used to combat the cycle, I want it near. Even if it turns out to be useless, only a fool turns down a chance. Sharim, how long will the reconstruction take?
Oh, that depends on how many Pyrean mechanics you have on hand that can help us decipher these plans. Just think for once, Oranthiel. How are we supposed to give you an estimation if we don't even know what the finished machine is supposed to look like?
We will get to work right away, Grandmaster. But in any case, we're going to need a lot of steel and Pyrean crystals.
You will get them. Now get to work. You did excellent work. We will reconstruct this machine, no matter the price. Here, this will reward you for your effort. That still leaves the sigil stone. It's simple. I've told you that the Pyreans knew about the cycle, and that they too battled it before they vanished. The sigil stone was a magical defense they created to protect themselves from the red madness. Through small fragments that segregate once a certain ritual is performed on it. Wear one of these fragments and it will serve you like a shield for your spirit. The stone won't produce enough for all citizens of Ark, but enough for all of us keepers and the guard. The problem is that we lack knowledge about this ritual, and those who have it have been dead for millennia. Correct. The entire plan revolves around a discovery which is exhibited in the Chronicum. The frozen corpse of a Pyrean, which a fisherman found adrift in the northern sea some years ago. Yes, the ice prevented his body from decaying. But go to the Chronicum and speak to Archmagister Maragil. He will be able to explain it better than I can. Walk blessed, prophetess.
Walk blessed.
Well, well, Naya, isn't that a sight? The one they all talk about has come to visit us. Greetings, prophetess. I'm Juslan Sharim, and, as you might know already, one of the ever-renowned Neramese mages around here. What's your name? Pleased to meet you. And you have Kalayan blood in you. That's a rare sight around these parts. But anyway, what brings you to me? Do you need anything specific, or do you just want to talk? What, are you asking me to teach you? From what I've heard, you know magic as if you've studied it for centuries. But sure, why not? What do you want to know? Shh, don't talk so loud. You know how our holy friends around here feel about this school. We don't want them to get upset, do we? Sinistra. It's the mightiest of the three schools, but also the most dangerous one. Which is why practicing it is forbidden on every continent of the civilized world, except for Kiram. That is mostly due to the kind of eventualities it interacts with. The human psyche and the forces of life and death. Someone trained in the arts of psionics is capable of forcing his will onto others, and I'm not speaking metaphorically here. An able entropist, on the other hand, can revive the dead as his minions, and channel the energy of death. A stunningly powerful feat if you know what you're doing, and a stunningly suicidal one if you don't. This is also why only 5 of 10 students of Sinistra manage to master it. The other 5s either stop in time or end up as either a driveling lunatic in an asylum, or as a greenishly steaming skeleton. Both of the latter rather undesirable perspectives, if you ask me. So if you plan to use it yourself, just be careful. A thaumaturgist is able to alter his body and his surroundings to his liking. In practice, that means he can, for example, create magical wards between his fingertips, or send bursts of telekinetic energy towards his foes. He can also boost his own bodily capabilities, and even go as far as healing his own wounds, even though that is to be done with caution, since it strains the mind quite a lot. A very noble school, you see, but also very limited. Elementarism. If Sinistra is a Skaragian dagger, and thaumaturgy is a solid broadsword, then elementarism is a giant two-handed warhammer. A good elementarist is able to realize eventualities in which the air around him suddenly bursts into flame, or channel lightning from the sky. A very aggressive and powerful school, as you can imagine. Most arcanists favor it above others. Well observed. I'm a child of the sand, a vassal of the Golden Queen, or whichever other nickname these idiotic people around here have for us.
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
That's a long story, and no offense, one I rather wouldn't share. I'm not a friend of wearing my heart on the sleeve. Suffice to say that I, as most of the Order, have had bad experiences with the reign of the Lightborn. Didn't we, Naya? Someone asks about you, darling. Isn't that charming? Most people are too polite to. But I'm afraid I can't satisfy your curiosity, at least not today. Let's just say that there are more things between life and death than what meets the eye.
Move along.
What?
Yes? Is it important?
So what's so spectacular about this?
To me, our pal here looks like your average crypt corpse.
Well, he isn't. Do you see this marking on his forehead? That's a symbol of the Ashian, one of the two priest castes who reigned over the Pyrean Empire like the Lightborn did over Vin. He was no high priest, but more than an acolyte. Let's just hope he participated in the manufacture of the sigil stone back in the Pyrean era.
Well, hoping can't hurt. But look, we have company.
Dalvarek, Archmagister, how's the situation?
Walk blessed, Grandmaster. We're fine. Everything is ready. So this is her?
Yes, this is the prophetess.
Interesting. Truly interesting. I imagined you to be different. I'm Lexiel Marigil, Archmagister of the Holy Order. Pleased to make your acquaintance. So, where do we start? Has the Grandmaster already informed you of the goal of this mission? Correct. Now you're wondering how will this be possible? This is where the Word of the Dead comes into play. An old relic we'll need to find.
The Word of the Dead? I thought that was a legend.
No, it exists. And we also know where. Just so you understand, the Word of the Dead is an artifact that allows entering a deceased person's mind to relive his last memories as if they were your own.
And you want to do just that with our frozen pal here. This is the grand plan, right?
Right. You'll need to locate the Word of the Dead, teleport the Pyrean's body to you, and then enter his thoughts. And there you'll have to look for the words of the ritual. Well, we only lack the last words of this ritual. What you have to look for is an ornamental scroll, which looks just like the one on the drawing I'll give you in a moment. All you have to do is remember the glyphs in the scroll, then write them down once you're back in the waking world. True, but we're talking about a different form of magic. It works similarly to the forbidden school of entropy. That's right, but the priest himself did, and according to the legend, this should allow you to understand. You're telling me. I myself feel like a myriad in a toad's pond. But alternatively, we'd have to excavate every ruin on Vin and hope that some priest left one of the scrolls behind. Well, this is...
There's an old manor in Enderal's west that belongs to an old collector of artifacts. We received a tip that the Word of the Dead is in his possession.
Hang on. Are you talking about this odd fellow with the puppets? The aged man from the folk song?
I am. You won't take it. It will be enough to find it. Use it on the Pyrean and then leave. You will travel to the manor with Dalvarek, wait for nightfall, and then introduce yourself to the aged man as a fellow collector of artifacts. Then you will offer him this brooch, and if all goes well, he will offer you a quarter for the night to negotiate in the morning. Then it's all a matter of timing. Sneak out of your room, look for the Word of the Dead, and teleport the Pyrean to you. A good question, but no. The aged man is special, so to speak. Even the Lightborn ordered us to let him live in peace. The Black Guardian knows why. So, if we have to trick him, we will at least do it inconspicuously, which is why you and the mercenary are well suited for the task. No one will connect your faces to the Holy Order. Then you'll flee. There must be no violence, no matter what happens. Archmagister?
Yes? Well, that is a good point. We don't know, because we don't even know what the artifact looks like. But, how goes the saying? The proof of the eating is in the pudding.
We'll manage somehow. And even if we don't, it definitely sounds like an adventure.
It's a great responsibility, be aware of that. But I have faith in both of you. Now get going as soon as you can. This mission will be fruitful. I can feel it.
And there they go. Yep, just meet me at the Myrids Tower at the Western Cliff. I'll go grab my stuff now. Huh? Yeah, I did. Why do you ask? Now, aren't you inquisitive? Let me think. I spent most of my time abroad in Kira, and also a couple of years on the Isles of Kile. And there was this... What am I, a traveling tome? I'm afraid I'm not a very good storyteller. But there are the great bazaars, the palaces of the merchant lords, and the fortress of the mages' circles. I bet you just have... Oof. Different. As beautiful as the Isles are, there's always this feeling of... It's the customer's fault if he doesn't see the fraud. But if he does, the merchant... Bizarre, isn't it? But over there, it's common practice. That's a good question. I suppose in the end, it was just a hunch I had. Plus, all these civil wars in other countries didn't exactly invite one to stay. Well, I guess that depends on where you're standing. Of course, times can be tough, especially if you come to a new city or even country where you know nobody. But if you're good at what you do, which I am, there's always work, everywhere. And yeah, I don't eat God's tongue for breakfast, but it was always enough for a roof over my head when I wanted, and some other earthly pleasures. That's what life's all about, isn't it? Keep your chin up. The scar. Well, let's put it this way. If you one day end up in a Tal Galean tavern and two 6-foot-tall Arazalian women invite you into their room, you should either damn well know who they are or make a run for it. Never heard of it? It's the capital of Araziel. At least if you ask the civilized people. Hands up. Guilty. Some rich snob had hired me back then to bring him a totem from one of the camps of the Free People. That is, the Arazelians who worship their ancestors' gods, instead of the Lightborn, and live as nomads. No idea how much you know about Araziel, but the Free People have been in conflict with the civilized people, who do worship the Lightborn for centuries now. Assassinations, blood feuds, and so on. The usual if two sides both believe they know it all better. Anyway, obviously this job of mine originated from that feud. The totem belonged to a free tribe, and the snob wanted it in order to publicly defile it. So I got it for him. Oh, why, of course. I still cried myself to sleep months after that. Seriously, why should I? Both the free and civilized are so eager to bash each other's heads in. It's not like one defiled totem more or less would have made any difference. Correct. And I was a little drunk and a little lonely, if you get what I mean. Have you ever seen a pure-blooded Arazalian woman in her 20s? It's really hard to say no to that. In any case, as you already noticed, the whole thing went down differently than expected. My face made acquaintances with a table leg and 4 absolutely untender women's feet and hands. And of course, the totem was gone, together with all my clothing and money. I guess I had that coming somehow. That's what happens if you ask your loins rather than your head in the wrong situations. Yeah. woe, such a cold world this is. I present you my deepest scars, you thank me with naught but mockery. Be damned, O impish creature. But anyway, how does the saying go? A truly beautiful face can never be tarnished. Facts remain facts. Keep your chin up.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing. Prophetess. Yes? Is it important?
Huh?
Do you know the aged man of whom no one knows?
Well met.
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
Huh? Can I help you?
Work. Saira, good to see you. Do you need anything? It was stitched into the blanket they found me in near that village. I don't really know if it is my actual name, but I had nothing else to go with, so it stuck. Tattoo? Oh, of course, you mean my mark.
That's just
I've had that for as long as I can remember, and I don't have the slightest idea as to how I got it. No, it isn't. It's just there, that's all. That's what Tyrus said too. But if it has a meaning, it's obscure. I couldn't find anything in the books, and the Magisters couldn't put their fingers on it either. Not without leaving a bad scar, at least according to the apothecary. And even if that weren't the case, I don't know if I'd want it gone. It reminds me of something. It does. You're the first to tell me that. But thanks, I guess. Well, as I told you, I was never very popular. You know, the novitiate was very challenging. The magisters only rarely gave us days off to contemplate, as they called it. The others usually used it to go to the tavern to gamble and drink. I never really liked that kind of pastime, and I still don't. I've never really thought about things like that. You know, life in the temple is quite secluded, and I doubt there are many men or women who would find my way of living attractive. But forgive me, that's very personal. That's true, but when I feel the need to relax, I prefer taking a stroll or spending time in the baths. Whatever secret there is about relaxing to loud music, raucous shouting, and alcohol is beyond me. Well, what should I think about them? They're disquieting. Speaking of which, recently there's been word from the League and that it is like no disease they've ever encountered. Honestly, that has rid me of the last of my doubts about the cycle being real, just as the Grandmaster said. That's convenient, actually. I think I still owe you an explanation. Yes, but let's talk somewhere else. Come on. So, sorry for all the secrecy. I just didn't want anyone else to listen in. Well, that moment when I neutralized the leader of the bandits in Old Dothelgrad, I'm sure you noticed that I was different then. Upset. You choose your words carefully, Saira. I appreciate that. I'll make this quick. There is something about me that you don't know. That no one knows, actually. Do you remember what I told you in the curarium about the destroyed village? Well, I wasn't entirely honest with you. Not all of it, no, and it's true that I don't know how I ended up there. But I remembered something just before I regained consciousness. Some kind of vague memory. A feeling coupled with an image. It's hard to describe because it didn't last very long, but I saw myself, but I was somehow above the rooftops, as if I flew. Below me, I saw all the chaos, the dead, the fire, the devastated houses, and I somehow felt hot, but from inside, as if my blood was boiling. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but I don't know how to describe it better than that. It was something that actually happened, I'm sure of it. But the memory, it was somehow blurred. Like a dream, but a very vivid one. Nothing. I woke up, and from there things happened just as I've already told you. But that's not really what I'm trying to get at. In that memory, when I saw all those dead bodies and all that destruction, I felt satisfaction, pleasure. As if all that suffering, all that pain was the most exhilarating thing I'd ever seen. Well, I didn't know what to make of that memory myself for quite a long time. But then, things happened that made me understand. There is something inside my head, Saira. Some kind of second soul, an entity. Most of the time it sleeps, but there are situations in which it wakes up. Mostly when something atrocious happens or has happened. Blood, pain, death. Whenever I'm confronted with these kinds of things, it tries to... I don't know how to put it. Tries to take control of me, and then things like Alt Dothelgrad happen. It's never managed to completely take me over, and it hasn't gotten as far as it did in Alt Dothelgrad for a long, long time now. But that memory from the village, I think that is what happens when I let myself go completely. If that name seems fitting to you, then yes. But I think we both know these stories about ghosts taking over the living are just stories to scare the common folk. If it helps you, think of it as some kind of temptation. One that's just waiting for the moment when I am too weak to contain it. Yes, it is immense, Saira. I can feel it every time it is trying to take me over. I don't even want to think about what would happen if I were to give in completely. I figure. Listen, what happened in Old Dothelgrad, I never should have let it come to that. But that moment when he charged me, the blood on his sword, I just couldn't contain it. And when I gave in, when I hacked him into pieces, I simply felt so thrilled, complete. I was naive to believe it would never get that far again. Naive and stupid. But do you see now? This is the reason why I train so hard, why I always try to control my emotions no matter what people do or say to me. This creature inside me, it's always on the hunt. And the only way I can keep it at bay is by controlling both my body and spirit 100%. Just one moment of carelessness. That's all it takes. I don't know. And truth be told, I'm not sure I want to. No way that I know of, at least. Who should I ask? The apothecary? There are two ways that would go. Either they would ridicule me, or they would take me seriously and report my condition to the Order. Neither way helps me, and who knows what the Order would do if they found out, especially as strained as the situation is right now. Only Master Tyrus, my foster father. He taught me how to contain it by controlling my thoughts. And he also advised me never to tell anyone about it, which I haven't, until today. I don't know. Probably because I was afraid you'd tell someone else about what happened in Old Dothelgrad and that would raise suspicions. A coward's move, I know, but it was the best solution I could come up with. I'm sorry. I don't know, Saira. Believe me, I've asked myself that question more than 100 times. And as much as I hate to admit it, yes, there's a chance I'll never find out. I don't know. And truth be told, well, what would be the alternative? Transcribe Pyrean books like the Magisters do all day? Or drop out entirely and pour hot water for the upper city's noblewomen? Look, Saira, as you already pointed out, there is a chance that this thing inside me is responsible for the massacre in the village. And if that's true, I definitely have a lot of repentance to do, don't you think? And even if it isn't, I want to change things. And yes, I do realize that this means a lot of hardship and hard work for me, but I'm not afraid of that. Do you know why? Because that's what's missing in this world. So many people just talk, and never act, because that would mean that they'd have to actually endure something for what they believe in. Well, I'd say it does more good than indifference, don't you think? Please keep silent about what I've told you. You have my word that it will never come to that again.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times. The sky can rain fire. Magister's never change.
This just doesn't make sense.
The fabled prodigy. I hope you can live up to what they say about you. I really do. Huh? What do you want?